started Unbox 5 years ago and have been focusing on manufacturing of luxury packaging. While on the other hand, Akruti Print Solutions focuses on commercial print business. Today, I'm going to talk about three simple packaging projects which marked a new beginning for us in certain ways. As we all know, during the lockdown, many of us have started ordering things online, and online shopping rate has more than doubled in the last 2 years. And with this, the packaging is playing a crucial role in delivering these products to individuals. Now, many clients are investing a lot of time and efforts to really develop a better packaging to compete in their industry. I think with this, it's really important for us to deliver a quality product. And in order to achieve a better quality, we always think that it is best to try and use a good quality raw material. More than 50% of the quality issues, I think, taken care there. Paper, board, inks, I think tends to play a major ingredient, but even for small things like a good quality adhesive or tapes, magnets, films play a major role. And we also try to invest in technologies, like better technologies, to reduce the turnaround time and to achieve a better quality. So the first product which I'm going to talk about today is for an export order. We have done few exports in the past, but all of them were small orders, or the client was in India who then shipped it abroad. But a year back, we had developed a top-bottom rigid box for a saxophone instrument. It was for an export client, and it was a decently high-priced order where the customer was in New York and the designer lived in Paris. We did a lot of proofings and shipped these boxes to the respective countries many a times. After almost trying for a year, we finally, after just few months back, we got a PO from them for this really challenging packaging. The box has two Pantone colors of red and maroon throughout the box, as you can see over here. And it has a very critical design with a lot of running elements that was challenges for during the wrapping of the paper. So as you can see over here, like all these lines and all these things need to be really matched properly. And it has a lot of gold foiling and spot UV on the top tray. So like almost all the logos are spot UV'd over here. And you can see a lot of foiling which is running around. And to give it a better unboxing experience, we had curated a two-tier compartment of EVA foam pasted on a 300 GSM ITC card in the base tray. So the top would smoothly slide down just like an iPhone box, and the product would get revealed in the top compartment. So over here, they had the ligature of the saxophone. And after lifting the top compartment, you would reach the base compartment where you would generally find the accessories and the manual over here. You can see it over here. So there's this frame, and then we have done like a foam and a ITC pasted paper. So we produced about 10,000 boxes of these. And this marked our journey of a sizable export order, and was the first job that we carried out on our new box wrapping machine. Coming to the second product, the second product was for a client who manufactures and sells Ayurvedic herbal cigarettes called Temburini. We regularly do the primary packaging for these cigarettes. So it's something like this. So all these hand-rolled cigarettes go into these packets. And he wanted to make a gifting carton, gift pack of these cartons. So as every client asked for, he also wanted something unique and out of the box concept, which no one has done before. So we started to brainstorm and discovered that these cigarettes are unique, not only because it does not have tobacco in it, but it's because of the herbs which are used in it. So we thought it would be the best if we can actually give a look and feel of the herbs onto the paper and onto the box rather. So we developed a paper with Pune Handmade Paper Institute, which has all those herbs that goes into the cigarettes. We did a few trials and found out some of the herbs are leaking oil onto the paper. So once the paper was dried, a lot of herbs used to leak oil. So you can see all these stains, like all these oil stains over here. So it wouldn't make a great product out of it. So we had to cut down on the quantity of those herbs and had to add a few other herbs to fill the blank spaces. So after a few trials, we cracked the recipe to make the right paper using the herb. Since the herbs on the box is a lot to talk about the brand and about the cigarettes, we simply gold foil stamped the logo on the top and produced around 2,000 handmade magnetic locking rigid boxes which will contain 3 cigarette packs. So over here you can see the paper has been made from the actual herbs which go into the cigarettes. And we screen printed a stamp lookalike design on the back of the box, which talks about the handmade paper which is made from the herbs. So this packaging marked our journey of working in-house on the design as well as the concept behind it, and we also executed this order in-house. And then coming back to our third product, which was for a luxury jewelry and a home decor brand, which went on for almost 3 years. And we have finally been successful in completing it in the last week. We were asked to produce boxes which can hold large gold plated idols like horses, tigers, Buddhas, and stuff like that. So it was a simple top bottom box, but having the size of around 2.5 feet by 2 feet by around 1 feet. So this is how big the box is. And these boxes were going to get shipped around the globe. So we tried to produce a few samples, but these sizes didn't fit on any of our machine. So we had to break down the paper and board into pieces to fit on our printing, lamination, and the V-grooving machine. Keeping in mind that the wrapping of these pieces onto the board shouldn't look like a patchy work and should look like one piece. So as you can see over here, these are two different papers on the edges. This is a different paper and this is a different paper that we have pasted. It's not like a single paper which has been wrapped. But give it a better finish, the way we have created is this paper has been pasted first and this has been pasted second with the use of gumming, and it's like a pre-glued paper that we use for it. And so basically, so after 3 years, it took us 3 years after we submitted this finished sample. The client really liked it, but needed a lot of foam packing inside so that the product doesn't get damaged in transit. They didn't want the product to be seen immediately after opening the box and wanted a layer of branding on top. So we came up with this kind of concept. So I'm showing you a smaller version of this box, so it's easier to hold. The client had a requirement for 4 sizes in total, and all the 4 boxes should look exactly the same apart from its size. So we came up with a solution where we paste EVA foam to all the sides of the box and make the top layer detachable with a print on it. Like you can see over again, there's this ITC pasted on EVA foam, and this can be removed. And over here they had like an accordion, like a booklet, which talks about the brand and about the product inside. So the client really liked the idea and did a drop test along with the product inside, and discovered that the product is absolutely safe and secured in this box. So till the time all these trials and price negotiation happened, it had been almost 1 year. We then got the order to produce 500 boxes. We did that within a month's time, but the client asked us to deliver only 200 boxes, just like a part delivery, but promised to take the other half within another month. So to deliver these 500 boxes, it generally takes about 5 like big Aisha trucks of 6 tons. So we were still left with 3 truckloads of boxes. And a nightmare to that was first COVID wave. So we had no space to store these boxes. So I rented out a go down space. And after the first wave of COVID, the client was in no mood of procuring the remaining boxes. We tried to convince him for months to take the boxes. And before he could send us the confirmation, we were hit with the second wave. So the client had shut down his major shops till now, and we were in a spot. It took us a year, but we finally convinced him to take the remaining boxes. And those last 3 trucks finally left the go down last week. So this packaging order taught us many things, especially on staying strong on our terms. And it also marked our journey of making largest box in the company till date. So the things that I learned from doing all these orders are that a lot of things depends on the kind of marketing you do. So people are still spending a lot on packaging. I think you just need to give them the right product. And we have definitely started facing a lot of competition and price issues in a regular paper carton industry. So I think it's best to try to provide with some embellishment to crack the order. And after all this, I can definitely say that there cannot be a better time to be in the packaging business. And in future, our aim is to have a wider range of products so we can cater to all kinds of industries. And mainly, we are not focusing on manufacturing everything in house, but I think outsourcing is going to be a major tool or a major weapon, I would say, in the coming years. And since it's the Ink Week, the only thing I can say is that ink industry is really innovating in a lot of ways. But further to it, if we can see some more applications of metallized or specialty inks on a sheet-fed non-UV offset press, then I think it can reduce the cost to acquire high-end presses. So yeah, that's all from my side. And thanks a lot once again.
Again, wonderful sharing, Sahil. The journey of the last assignment is like a Hollywood film with a happy ending, especially when the 3 trucks must have let you go down.
Yeah, everything goes bad at the start, but it's a happy ending. I think it's like a Bollywood movie for sure.
That is true. That is true. I have a question for you about the top bottom rigid box for a saxophone instrument for an export client you mentioned, right? You said the customer was in NYC and the designer lived in Paris. The question is, how did you manage the proofings and what was the logistics of shipping boxes to these respective countries? How long did this process take and how many versions before you finally bagged the order?
Yeah, so I think so I think lockdown really helped it because post lockdown everyone started doing Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, and so I think that was really easy for everyone, and everyone was comfortable communicating that way. And I think we did about 3 proofings, like where we actually had to change the Pantone colors, the foiling change, the spot UV change, and it was an expensive way to go because I think we spent almost 2 lakhs just in the transit because 2 boxes had to be shipped to New York, 2 boxes had to ship to Paris, and another designer who was implementing few things was in Pune. So it was a pretty expensive affair, but I think overall it didn't matter much. Like if you see a larger picture, then I think it really worked well.
Thank you, Sal. My takeaway from the session was how to achieve better quality by using good and innovative quality raw materials. For example, the handmade paper from the Institute in Pune. Loved your presentation. Lai abar, as they would say in Marathi.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sahil.